So because of a certain somebody, you know who you are, the only person I can think of when I see my specialist is Kaneki from Tokyo Ghoul. If you watched it, you know what I'm talking about. What's going on, guys? ChainFeeds here, and I promised you guys a double nuclear. The previous video, my best class setups got around 150, 160 likes. I currently have no idea how many likes it has. At the moment, I see it has 120 likes, but this is currently 4 in the morning when I'm recording this. So by the time this video goes up, I don't know how many likes it'll have. Hopefully it'll have the like goal, so it'll be pretty cool if that's how it is anyway. But I wanted to give it to you guys anyway. So this is another double nuclear on Combine, and I wanted to give you guys a little bit more tips. So you guys already have my best class setups, but I want to let you guys have a better idea of what not to run in Black Ops 3. Because some people actually run weird sites or just run perks that are absolutely useless. So here's my time to actually help you guys out on what not to run. So let's get started. There are going to be a few screenshots while this gameplay is going on. You can either watch them or you can just listen to the commentary. We're going to start off with optics. For ARs, typically you don't have to run thermal. So now, new players will typically, what they'll do is they'll go from one optic to another because they think that's how to unlock the next one. If you think that's how to unlock it, that's not how you unlock the next ones. You literally just have to keep playing with the gun. And recon, it's just completely useless. You don't need to use the recon. If you're going to use an AR, use something like Reflex, the BO3 or the ELO sight. The Varix 3 and the Recon and Thermal are absolutely useless for ARs. They're much better for snipers. They actually assist the sniper a lot better. So try to avoid using these 3 sites when it comes to using ARs. Now, when it comes to attachments, if you guys are going to be running around and killing people, I suggest not running Suppressor. The reason I say that is because Suppressor, it doesn't benefit you whatsoever. All it really does is reduce the range. It hides you from the mini-map, of course, but when you're killing a bunch of people at a time, typically they're going to have a good idea of where you are if they're not complete Nimrods. And with the way people are matched when you get into a lobby, there's typically at least 1 or 2 good people on each team, so you're not really going to have a reason to run Suppressor. They're going to figure out where you are eventually. So it doesn't benefit you in the least bit. High caliber is pretty useful, but it only benefits you with headshots. Don't get confused because it has +2 damage. The only thing it'll really help you with is if you actually get a headshot. It doesn't increase the damage all overall. It only increases the damage if you get a headshot. Laser sight, you don't need it for ARs, LMGs, anything like that. You only really need it for SMGs. FMJ is pretty good, so I don't really have much to say for any of the other perks. Any other attachments, so we can move on from there. Perk 2, anti-up is pretty useless, I'd say. The reason I say it's pretty useless, you guys would think, oh, it's like +200 off the start every time you respawn. But the thing is, if you guys can get, 5 kills in a row and just rack up your streaks, then it just comes really easily, to be honest. You guys don't even need to really run this. Cold-blooded, I've really never found the need or had the hassle with anybody running cold-blooded, so it's basically a useless perk in my opinion, unless you're, getting killed by thermals a lot or you're just getting killed by streaks a bunch of times. Hardwired's the same way. If you're going for gameplays and you're getting high kill games, then you won't really need to worry about counter UAVs, power cores. EMP grenades and smoke screens are a different story, and trip mines, I don't really get affected that much by them. So yeah, Tracker, I don't see many people run Tracker. Tracker is actually something that's really useful, to be honest. You guys can try Tracker, but to be honest, I really just stick to my fast hands and scavenger setup. It's completely up to you guys, but Tracker is a pretty useful. Now to Perk 3. Perk 3 has a lot of good perks, to be honest. Attack Mask and Awareness are what I run. You can run Dead Silence if you're like doing a GB, like Blast Suppressor and Dead Silence. Gung Ho, in my opinion, is pretty useless. Like, I haven't really found the difference in using Gung Ho and not using Gung Ho because the only thing I really see is you can hip fire when you're running. That's it. Like, you can still do everything else that you would typically do with Gung Ho in the older games. Like, I can run and still reload, etc., etc. So typically, I don't really find the need to run Gung Ho. Engineer, I don't really know. Engineer is sort of that iffy perk. You can use it if you want to, but you don't typically need it. Blast Suppressor and Dead Silence you won't need for public games. I would suggest it in competitive, but not really in public games. So, secondaries. If you guys want to run a secondary, I would suggest running the Elco. Actually, all the pistols are really good. You can run whatever pistol you really want to. Try to avoid running a combat knife or the launchers. If you're going to run a launcher, I can't believe I'm actually, supporting this, but if you're gonna run a launcher, you really only need it to shoot down streaks, and there's already a default class with that. So if you're one of those guys that just shoot down all the score streaks and make everyone mad at you, then I mean, there's already a class for you. Lethals, I really don't run lethals, so I really don't have a good idea what to run. I would suggest if I were to run lethals, I would run either concussions or maybe trophy system so I don't get stunned as much, and I would run a C4 or a Semtex. One of those would be a good idea if you were to run lethals, but this is what to and what not to run in Black Ops 3. If this helped you guys out, leave a like. If it didn't, I'm very sorry. Let me know what you would like to see in the next video in the comment section below. I really hope you guys enjoyed this double nuclear. I think it was pretty fast. I think it was actually pretty insane and pretty clutch as well. I also think that there was a chance to get a triple in this gameplay, but I think I choked up. I don't really remember. I don't really see the gameplay in front of me. But once again, I hope you guys enjoyed. This has been ChainFeeds. Also, interact with me on Twitter, Snapchat, etc., etc. All the links will be down in the description below. I always respond to the fans. So, yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed the ChainFeeds, and peace out.